In Tokyo Revengers Season 2, we will see a man blaming God for abusing his siblings.
And that's why we think that this is the best arc in the entirety of the saga. Welcome to the Black Dragon arc, everybody.
Featuring the holiest man in all of Tokyo Revengers, Taiju.
Someone who is extremely young but has the body of a 50-year-old bodybuilder. So,
yes.
Yeah, practical adult fighting middle school.
And then later on in recent chapters, there's literally someone who looks just like him. But we're not gonna go down there.
We'll make
now.
a separate video on our gripes with modern Tokyo Revengers.
Yeah.
Alright. Anyway, back to the main topic.
We believe Black Dragons is actually the best Tokyo Revengers arc. So, like, let me be honest here. Tokyo Revengers, it's a little bit, it's above average, but, like, at some points it does get dragged out. And then
it honestly feels really, really repetitive, and that's why we really like this arc. It's because, like, it offered something really, really different. Like, different than what we saw, like, beforehand, where it was just them fighting another gang. This time, like, they're not really fighting the Black Dragons in their entirety. They're trying to fight one person.
It's kind of it just gives kind of like a breather, right? And, like, the whole premise and, like, premise of the arc and, like, the setting of, like, the main fight that happens, it's original for, like, once. Like, I'm saying Tokyo Revengers, look, Tokyo Revengers, I love it, alright? I love it. I love it to death. It's a great series, and just, you know, I'll always keep reading it. But, just some arcs just kind of drag on, but, like, you know, that's like a topic for a different video.
Yeah.
But, the arc that comes kind of, like, close to best is the Tenjiku arc. Look, well,
which happens directly after this one.
Which happens directly afterward, and if you already know, like, why it's one of the best arcs. The Tenjiku
because
arc.
everybody has already covered it. But that's beside the point. You actually see the start of this arc at the end of the anime, so it's like a perfect segue into it.
Exactly. Right into Season 2, like, right in the beginning of Season 2, actually, you'll get into the Black Dragons arc. And it's... You also get introduced to a new member of the Tokyo Manji gang, Hakai. And Hakai was actually... I think Hakai was shown in the anime where he was eating at the table with Takemichi. And Hakai is actually, like... He's one of the nicest people in the manga.
And if there's one thing we love on this channel is character development. Like, the characters in this arc are immaculate. Like Hakai, his family, Taiju... like Takemichi, Chifuyu, like all of them. Like all of them are just like splendid here.
I did not expect, like, for Tokyo Revengers to get this deep into, like, characters. We have Hakai and Taiju, all new characters, but, like, we also have Mitsuya, which is more developed on as a character, as he's a big part of Hakai's life, and also, like, he's a major part of this arc.
Yeah, and you even see, like, huge duality between him and Taiju. Possible new episode eventually coming. But
like, yeah, animes only have probably only seen, like, Mitsuya, who's a really good character, like a really good personality too. Like, you've probably only seen Mitsuya only, like, what, like 2 minutes of screen time maybe, but you know, he gets really developed on. He's like a really good character. In fact, like, everyone in this arc are really good characters.
Yeah, and besides characters, of course, it's a shonen, so you gotta have some action in here, right?
Of course.
And, like, the action is not lacking. It is not lacking in this part.
The action in this part, I mean, it's not like your typical Tokyo Revengers action, where it's, there's another gang! We gotta beat them up! Gang versus gang. Now,
it's mostly because this time, Draken, Mikey, like all these powerhouses that are in Manji, they're not there. And it's literally Takemichi and Chifuyu going against this behemoth of a man.
Just imagine a toddler fighting a refrigerator. That's basically how it is.
Exactly. I never really thought that was a good metaphor, but
Taiju, he's actually like the current member of the current leader of the Black Dragons, and he's like a force of nature. This dude is probably like top 3 strongest in Tokyo Revengers.
And speaking of Taiju, his like character dynamic with specifically his family and like Hakai are like
Yeah,
it's very unique
it's
in
just-
terms of Tokyo Revengers.
It's
Like
kinda-
it
it's
gets
like
real.
this-
It's
It's
really
a serious issue that they
Which,
tackle
like-
here about like
Uh-huh.
domestic abuse and everything, and the way like they handle it, I'd say the author, the mangaka, handled it pretty well. Like, yeah, and you know, Taiju's kind of has a screw loose or two, cause
Oh yeah, man. Like when we say man is like crazy, we mean like literally like it's kind of mental, but in like a good way, like in a very enjoyable way. Like you just love seeing him in action.
so yeah, that's basically the Black Dragons arc. I mean, there's more to it, but I suggest you to read it.
Or at least wait for season 2.
Yeah,
Anyways, we'll see you guys next time.
right. See ya.